Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome back to the Kapeel Gupta Career PodShow. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. It's 11:47 at night. A student from India is lying on the bed with three tabs open on the laptop. One tab says offer letter. The second says student visa. And the third says currency converter. And that third tab is the one causing the real heartbreak. A few minutes ago, the dream looked shiny. Foreign university, new country, new future, new life. But now, the student is whispering the most dangerous sentence in study abroad planning. I'll somehow manage. So, my dear listeners, somehow manage is where stress begins. Somehow manage is where students stop enjoying the dream and start fearing the bill. Somehow manage is where smart children become anxious adults before even boarding the flight. And that is exactly why today's episode matters. Because studying abroad is not only about admissions, SOPs, IELTS, scholarships, and visas. It's also about money habits, emotional discipline, daily decisions, and the kind of mindset that decides whether you'll survive abroad or truly thrive abroad. The government of India told Parliament that the number of Indian students pursuing higher education abroad rose from 0.75 million in 2022 to 0.93 million in 2023 and 1.33 million in 2024. And that tells us one simple thing. More and more Indian students are dreaming global, but when more dreams take flight, more families also need financial clarity, not just motivation. So today, we are talking about a topic that is powerful, practical, and deeply personal. Master your finances, master your future. Graphotherapy for aspiring overseas students. So, this episode is for the student who wants to study abroad without living in panic. It is for the parent who wants to support the child without drowning in confusion. And it is for the dreamer who wants foreign education but not foreign stress. And yes, it is also for the student who spends rupees 280 on coffee and then says, I need to save money. Beta, the spreadsheet is crying. Hi, I'm Kapeel Gupta, career coach, life mentor, and founder of Study Abroad Academy. I empower students, parents, and conscious professionals to design a fulfilling life and career by aligning their minds, values, and aspirations. And I do it with coaching, mindset work, and the game changing power of graphotherapy because students deserve more than this guidance, they deserve transformation. So, let me tell you a story. Meet Ria. She's bright, sincere, ambitious, and very relatable. She's from Pune. She gets admits from a university in the UK, one in Canada, another in Australia. Her friends are clapping. Her relatives are suddenly experts. One uncle says Canada, another says Australia, and one cousin says UK is fast, and another says abroad ja, life set ho jayegi. Ria smiles, but inside her mind, there's a parade of financial questions. How much will be the tuition fee? How much will be the rent? What about the visa fee, food, travel, insurance, deposit? What if the rupee changes? What if I overspend? And what if my part time income is not enough? And that is the moment she realizes something big. Studying abroad is not only an academic project, it's a money management project. So let us first look at the financial reality of studying abroad because dreams become safer when numbers become visible. Every overseas education journey has four broad money buckets. First is tuition. So this is usually the headline amount that students look at. Second is living cost, which is the amount that quietly keeps eating your budget every month through rent, groceries, transport, internet, laundry, winter wear, and those innocent little just one outing plans. And third is hidden, or let's say a semi hidden cost. This includes visa fee, health cover, deposits, biometrics, air tickets, forex charges, emergency buffer, SIM card, utensils, bedding, academic supplies, and in some countries, even local registration or document related costs. And fourth is what I call emotional leakage. And this is the money you spend not because you need to, but because you're homesick, lonely, confused, or trying to impress people. And the official rule themselves show why financial planning cannot be casual. In the UK, students generally need to show living funds of £1,529 per month in London or £1,171 per month outside London for up to 9 months. The UK student visa fee is £524 and the immigration health surcharge for students is £776 per year. In Canada, you must prove you can cover tuition, living expenses, and transportation. And for applications made on or after 1st September 2025, a single applicant outside Quebec must show 22,895 Canadian dollars for living expenses alone, excluding tuition and travel. The study permit is 150 Canadian dollars. In Australia, student visa applicants must show proof of at least 29,710 Australian dollars. The student visa fees from 2,000 Australian dollars and overseas student health cover is compulsory for the duration of stay. These official minimums are not your full lifestyle budget. They are the warning label on the dream. So now here comes the real twist. Most students do not fail financially because they are lazy. They fail financially because they are vague. They round off numbers too much. They underestimate hidden costs and they overestimate part time income. They assume currency changes will not matter. They treat budgeting like punishment, and then one day the bank balance starts looking like a horror movie. And I've seen many students make the same mistakes. They spend the first few weeks abroad in celebration mode. Every cafe looks cute, every supermarket looks exciting, every online sale looks urgent, and they think, it's okay, I'll manage next month. But money is like toothpaste. Once it is out, putting it back is deeply emotional experience. They forget that rent is not optional, groceries are not romantic, winter jackets are not cheap, and emergency situations do not send calendar invites. They also ignore exchange rate thinking. So when families in India send money, even a small currency shift can make a noticeable difference over months. And this is why mastering finances early is not a boring life skill. It is survival, it is dignity, it is peace. And this brings us to our second big truth. Budgeting is not a student hack. Budgeting is a life skill. A budget is not a cage. A budget is a map. A budget does not stop freedom. A budget protects freedom. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau explains the 50-30-20 rule in a simple way. Around 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt goals. It also reminds learners that budgeting helps ensure you have enough for what you need, what you want, and future goals, and that making and sticking to a budget is a key step towards savings and financial control. So now, if you're a student abroad, you may need to adapt that ratio. Your rent may be too high, your tuition schedule may be different, your income may be irregular, and that is okay. The rule is not a religion, it's a reminder. Your needs come first, then your wants, and then your future. Even simpler than that, you can use a zero based approach in daily life because the month begins, give every rupee or every dollar a job. Rent has a job, groceries have a job, phone recharge has a job, emergency fund has a job. Weekend fund also has a job. But random emotional shopping does not get a royal seat. And please do not say, Sir, I'm not a spreadsheet person. You're not applying for NASA. You're tracking chai, rent, and Uber. Use whatever works. A simple notes app can work. A Google Sheet can work. Your bank app, your UPI history, or a plain expense tracker can work. The tool is not the hero, the habit is the hero. So if you track honestly for even 30 days, your eyes will open. You will suddenly discover where your money disappears. Sometimes it does not disappear dramatically. It evaporates politely through snacks, subscriptions, treating myself, and 10 tiny choices that together behave like one big thief. So now let us bring in a very interesting and unusual layer: graphotherapy. Let me explain this carefully and simply. Graphotherapy, in a way many practitioners use the term, means using deliberate handwriting practice as a habit shaping and self reflection exercise. But I must be honest with you here. Strong scientific evidence linking handwriting features directly to personality or proving classic graphology claims is limited. At the same time, research does suggest that handwriting itself can support attention, memory, and learning more effectively than some non motor forms of practice. So, in this episode, think of graphology or graphotherapy not as magic, not as superstition, and not as a replacement for budgeting. Think of it as a structured ritual for rewiring attention, intention, and discipline. So, why does this matter for finance? Because money mistakes are rarely only math mistakes. They are often behavior mistakes, impulse, anxiety, delay, confusion, guilt, comparison, avoidance. A student knows budgeting is important, but still postpones it. A student knows spending is high, but still opens the shopping app after a stressful day. A student knows saving matters, but still says, I'll start next month. So the real fight is not only with the wallet, the real fight is with the wiring of daily behavior. So, this is where a handwriting based discipline ritual can help as a personal practice. Not because the pen is magical, but because repetition, intention, and body based action can create awareness. So let us take one simple exercise. Every morning for 21 days, yes, 21 days, write the sentence, I manage money wisely. Let me say that again. I manage money wisely. Write it slowly, neatly, and consciously on one ruled page. Keep the writing upright or slightly upright, not wildly swinging. Keep the spacing even. Let the baseline stay steady. Do not rush. Do not scribble. Breathe while writing. And then below it, write one money instruction for the day, such as today I'll spend only on planned needs, or today I'll compare prices before buying, or today I will record every expense. The sentence is not there to hypnotize you, it is there to train your attention. The style is not there to prove a personality theory, it is there to create order, calm, and repeatable intention in the nervous system of your day. Think of it like this: your handwriting session becomes a small meeting between your future self and your present self. Your future self says, please stop behaving like every sale is a national emergency. And your present self says, fair enough, let us buy groceries first. And there is another hidden benefit here: handwriting slows thought. When you write by hand, you cannot scroll at the speed of panic. You become more deliberate. You begin noticing your inner dialogue. I am scared. What if my parents struggle? What if I run out? What if others are doing better? These are not only financial questions, these are mindset questions. And unless mindset changes, money plans keep leaking. And that takes us to the fourth topic: mindset shifts for financial success abroad. There are two money mindsets that often fight inside young students. The first is Scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset says there is never enough. I'm always behind. Money is stress. I should avoid looking at it. The second is abundance mindset. Now, abundance mindset does not mean reckless positivity or pretending everything is fine. It means money is a tool. I can learn to manage it. I can make planned choices. I can build security step by step. One mindset freezes you, the other trains you. OECD's students' financial literacy work gives us something very important here. Around 80% of students say they feel confident about managing money, and about 50% say they enjoy talking about money matters. But the deeper finding is more powerful. Students with better financial literacy behave more responsibly. OECD noted that high performers in financial literacy were 72% more likely to save money and 50% more likely to compare prices before buying. It's also found that students who discuss spending decisions with parents regularly tend to perform better in financial literacy. So, this is a gold lesson for Indian families. Money should not be a forbidden topic discussed only when disaster arrives. It should be a life conversation. So, if you're an aspiring overseas student, start speaking about money without shame, not dramatically, not emotionally, just honestly. Ask, what is my yearly cost? What is my monthly cost? What is my emergency fund? What is optional? What is non negotiable? What is funded by family? What is funded by scholarship? What is loan based? What is my backup plan? These questions do not kill dreams, they protect dreams. And yes, graphotherapy can support this mindset work when used sensibly. If a student struggles with anxiety, procrastination, or impulsive spending, a daily handwriting ritual can become a pause button. You can write affirmations like, I spend with awareness, I choose long term peace over short term impulse, or every rupee I save gives me more freedom. But keep it grounded. If you need budgeting, do budgeting. If you need counseling, take counseling. If you need financial advice, take proper financial advice. Handwriting practice is a support ritual, not a replacement for reality. Now, let us go beyond money because financial mastery is not only about saving. It's about creating options. When your money is managed well, you can say yes to better opportunities. You can attend a conference. You can join a certification course. You can travel for a networking event. You can buy the right software. You can handle a medical issue without collapsing mentally. You can move houses if needed. You can focus better in class because your head is not full of financial fire alarms. Financial discipline supports career growth, emotional stability, and self respect. So, I want every student listening to understand one thing. A healthy financial life abroad is not built in one giant heroic moment. It is built in tiny, ordinary actions. Cooking at home one extra day, tracking every expense, comparing prices, saying no to social pressure, planning before spending, writing by hand before reacting, talking openly with parents, respecting the value of money without becoming its prisoner. And that is what a happy and successful life looks like. Not cheap living, not fearful living, conscious living. So let us return to Ria. 3 months later, what changed? Not her dream, her discipline. She made a real budget. She learned her weekly limits. She stopped using I deserve it as a discount code for bad decisions. She used a simple handwriting ritual every morning to stay calm and focused. She checked her numbers every Sunday. She kept a buffer. She understood the difference between loneliness spending and necessary spending. And slowly, something magical happened. Not magic from the universe, magic from habit. She stopped feeling chased by money. She started leading it. So that is the real message of today's episode. So, if you want to study abroad, do not only prepare your documents, prepare your habits. Do not only build your profile, build your discipline. Do not only ask which country is best for me, also ask which version of me is ready for that country. Because a foreign degree can open doors, but only your habits decide how you walk through them. And here is my life changing call to action for you today. Starting tonight, take one notebook. On the first page, write your study abroad dream in one sentence. On the second page, write your first monthly budget draft. On the third page, write by hand 10 times. I manage money wisely. I create freedom through discipline. And then do this for the next 21 days. Along with that, track every single expense, every snack, every ride, every coffee, every payment. No cheating, no chalta hai, no I'll remember later. This one small practice can begin changing how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Your future abroad is not built only at the embassy, the university, or the airport. It's built in your daily habits, your financial clarity, and your inner discipline. So remember this line and remember it well. Master your handwriting, master your habits, master your future. This is Kapeel Gupta, and you're listening to the Kapeel Gupta Career PodShow. Dream global, plan wisely, spend consciously, live happily, and build a future that does not just look successful on Instagram, but feels peaceful in real life.